Okay, good day everyone. I'm back again. This is day two of 100 days of coding. The last time we spoke about HTML and the DOM itself. Yeah, we spoke about different elements of the DOM. Let me try to open the DOM tree and show you guys some of the things we spoke about. So for those who are just joining us, um, so this is basically the DOM. I'll try to run through it and to just like okay, so this is the DOM, and then basically we spoke in length about a lot of stuff about the DOM. We didn't go deep into HTML syntax though, but we talked about the header element. So if I go to my tut1 and then um, my index.html, let me just rename it real quick. Let me rename it day1.html. So this is basically what we spoke about. Yeah, we talked about the doc type, what doc type meant. We talked about HTML itself. We talked about opening and closing tags, and we spoke about the header tags, what the header tag does, and what it can do. So today we are going to be focusing in depth in the body tag. Now, most of the things you are going to be doing with HTML is going to be in the body tag. Yeah, most of the things we are going to be doing will be on the body tag. That does not mean you are not going to go back to the header tag. We are going to go back to the header tag, but most of the time we are going to be in the header tag, in the body tag, sorry. Yeah, and then I also gave us a resource that we could use, W3 School. Yeah, I said we could use W3 School to help us with different elements of our project. So W3 School is a free resource that you can use to learn and get acquainted with certain elements and syntax, not just for HTML. It also helps for CSS, JavaScript, and different frameworks we are going to be getting into. But throughout these tutorials, we are always going to be reflecting and going there to pick up new things here and there. Again, the purpose of this tutorial is not to show you how fluent I am in typing codes. It's just to help you as a beginner navigate the dev space, because you are going to be learning a lot on your own. I'm just here to help you with the foundation. Okay, so let's open our tut1 on a live server. Click on open on a live server. um, the last tutorial, we installed the plugin that enabled us to use the live server. It's called live server. You can go to your this extension logo here, click on it and type live server, and then you see the extension there. The extension will pop up once you type live server. Okay, now this is it, live server. This is the extension here. You just install it and then you can open it on live server. What is the benefit of live server? So with live server, every saved change reflects automatically on your browser, so your browser automatically refreshes to show the saved change. So when you are typing something, you're writing a code, you don't need to go to your browser to refresh for you to see the change. It automatically refresh. So as you can see on the left side of my screen, we have these different texts. We have this is the header, and we have it in 6 different sizes here. These are H1, H2 till H6. Now you can see it on the other part of my screen here. There's H1, there's H2 down to H6, and then we have the paragraph tag. the paragraph tag is also used to impute text into the DOM. So today we are going to be going deeper on the group. For those of you following me on the 100 days of coding group, I gave an assignment, a very simple assignment. I asked everybody to make research on form inputs and also image inputs, and try to create a new document by imputing a form input and also the image input into it. So today we are going to be doing that. We are going to look into it, and for those of you who are unable to do it, I'm going to be showing you guys how you can do it. Now there's no one way of doing things with programming. There's everybody has their own different and unique way, so I would always advise you to look for what works for you and get better at it. Yeah. So now let's go to our day 2. Already I created a folder on it, and there are some things that are on it that I'm going to be explaining. So I'm going to be introducing a new HTML syntax which is called the div. Now basically the div is a container. A container is a section of code that you can write things inside. You can insert an image, you can put in text. As we go further, you are going to see divs and the advantages of divs, what we can use div for. So that apart from the div, we have the header elements. We've spoken about the header elements. We have the p tag. We've spoken about the p tag. Now we have the input tag. There's a difference between the input tag and the h1 or p tag. What is the difference? The input tag is a self-closing tag, which means it can close itself. It doesn't require a closing tag. It closes itself. There are a handful of self-closing tags. As we progress, you are going to see more of them, but I will advise you to research on them and get familiar with the self-closing and the closing and the tags that require a closing one on them. So we also spoke about the sorry, we didn't speak about it. There's the a tag here. Yeah, basically the a tag is an anchor tag. Is for link. You want to link in certain things inside your text, you can use the a tag. There's also different tags we can use as we go on. We have the break. The break is also a self-closing tag. Just this is a break tag. Yeah, we have the horizontal tag. The horizontal tag is also a self-closing tag. Yeah. Okay, come in, please excuse me for a moment. Okay, so this is the horizontal tag. There are so many tags that we are not going to be able to explore one by one, but as we go further, as we start to build projects, we are going to see a lot of them. So let's go back to the input tag. The input tag has a type. Basically, the type specifies what kind of input you want the user to put in. That is what kind of input you want to take. Yeah. Now, for the first one, let me try to zoom this guy so that you see it. So, okay, let me just make it full. So, for the input tag, you can see we have the first one is the type is text, which means we want the user to just type in plain text. Yeah, the user should just type in plain text and this will be fine. So let's make a comment here. Let's just go up, copy this comment guy, because it's always stressful for me to be typing comments, and then just paste it here, and let's change this guy here, and I just like plain text. That's all for this one. And then let's copy it for this guy, and then let's paste it in front of the email. Now this one we are requiring an email, so we are telling the user email, so enter an email. Is this enter? No, I don't think that's enter. Okay, so then for the number, we want the user to input number. So input number. Input number, that's it. Yeah, then we have the dates and time also. You can also just input date and time and just input dates. So this is basically it. The input allows you to input different things. You can take in different variables as well from it. So next up, we are going to be talking about the input. I'm coming, please.
As I come here, knock, you know, open. Why you come on my phone now? It's not too late, phone with the shake.
Okay, so this is the password tag. It takes in a password input. Yeah. So let's just put input password. So just input password. So now these are the different input types we have. There are so many others. You just need to make your own research to get familiar with all the other types of inputs we have. And then next we are going to be talking about the image tag. So the image is also a self-closing tag. Yeah. So ing for image, and then you can see. Okay, so you can see when we inserted the image tag, it prompts us with a source. A source is basically the URL where the image is from, where you want to get the image from. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to input your image to get your image to show in the browser. And then there's an alt. There's an alt here. Here basically just tell us what the image is about. Most times when the browser can't load the image, it shows the text instead. So let's say if the image is supposed to be for profile picture, then now if we cannot load the image, then this is going to show. Okay, so let's save this guy and open it on the browser to see what we have here already. Yeah, Control X to save, then open your file. Let's just open it with your plugin you installed, and then you can see. So this is what we did now. So as you can see, our first input field is for text, so we can type in normal text into it. Our second input field is for email, so you can type in any email for it. How it notes your email, it looks for the .com extension. If there's no .com extension, it flags it as an invalid email. Yeah, so let's just say tests at Gmail or something .com. So now it will see this as a valid email. Yeah, and then we have the number. Now for the number, we can't type in text into it. It will automatically ask us for number. So if we try typing numbers, it won't show. But if you try typing text, it won't show. Yeah. So let's type in number. So you can see our numbers, and then for our dates, just select it. It pops up a calendar. So you see, it's very easy for you to create a calendar here. All you just need to do is to select your date. So today is 21. Let's set it to today. So it formats it automatically for you. And then our last input field is our password. So whatever you type on the password, it hides it. It hides it for you. So you can see just showing dot 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 dot. nobody knows what you're typing in. And then our last part, our anchor tag, which is this day one, 100 days of coding. This is a link. This links us back to our first file, the first file we created. So if I click on this link, it will take us back to the other projects we did. Yeah. And then, like I said before, for the image file, if there's no image, it will prompt our alt text. So what we imputed here as our alt is profile picture. So that's what is here, profile picture. So now let's fix it. Let's get our image to show. Yeah. Okay. So let's just go to a browser and let's download an image. Let's just say HTML. And then image. Okay. So I think I like this one. So let's just download this guy. Let's make it big so that we see what's happening. Let me reduce the screen size. And then let's get save image. So let's rename the image to HTML. So now let's come back to our code. Now inside here, let's create a new folder called image. This is where we are going to be storing our image. Let's go to our download, where we stored the things we downloaded. So inside it, we look for our HTML here. So this is our HTML. You can just drag it into that folder, but this is one way to do it. Yeah, drag it into the folder and it will work. So as you can see, the HTML is inside the folder, but I'll not do it this way. So I'll delete it. It has been deleted. So now I go to the place it's stored. I copy the image and then I go back to my file, the file where everything is saved. So I go to my desktop. Inside desktop, I have workspace. Inside workspace, 100 days of coding, and then inside 100 days of coding, inside 221, I have the image. I just paste it. So this guy is a long process. This is a long process to do it, but dragging and dropping it into your text editor saves you time. Yeah, and it makes your development process faster. But still, we have the image. Now we want to display the image on the browser. We want the image to display on the browser, so we just click on that place, add slash. Now it's asking you where do you want to go into. So our 221, inside 221, what do you want? Image and then HTML1. So with this, let's save, and then let's go back to our browser. It automatically refreshes, remember. So as you can see, it is now showing our image. We don't have to refresh because it automatically refreshes the browser for us. So everything we are doing shows up. Yeah, so this covers everything I asked you guys to do on our last tutorial. I've shown you guys how to insert input form, the different input forms we have, and how to insert images. So now I'm going to talk about certain inputs that you are going to see as we go on. Okay, so now let's talk about button. You want a button that you can click. So you want a button that you can click. So let's come back to our inputs. Let's just copy this guy. There are two ways to create a button actually. You can make an input field a button if you want, and you can use the button tag as well. So this input, the type should be button, the type should be submit. So this automatically becomes a button since we made the type submit. So when you click on it, it submits this form. Yeah. So let's just label this button, or let's call it submit. So this is automatically a button. So when we save it, you see it reflect on your browser. So we can see a button is here now. Yeah, there's a button here now. And note there's a line here. There's a line here, and this line is because of this guy, this HR horizontal. So it is used to demarcate different sections of your code. Yeah, this is used to demarcate different sections of your code. Now this break, this BR here, is used to break text. So let's go to our tutorial, the formal this thing we built. Let's click on this link to know if the link is working. Click on it. It takes us back to index.html. Now note that it's telling us cannot get index.html. That is because we changed the name from index.html to day one. So let's change the name over here. Let's just come here and change the name to day one. Day one, and let's save it. So let's go back here, and then now let's click on this guy. That's not reflected yet. Okay, so it has not reflected yet. Oh, I'm the one, I made the mistake. Instead of changing the anchor tag, I changed the image. So let's just use Ctrl Z. So this is where we're supposed to input our change. So let's change here to day one. So save our change. Let's go back to our browser, and then let's see our change on our browser. Now let's click on this guy. Supposed to change now. Why is this still not giving us error? Okay. So let's highlight everything and take everything out first. Let's put our slash, and then inside tutorial one index. So now the reason why it was giving us that error was because we didn't specify the folder where it is located. Yeah, there are two folders here. So we have our this is 221 and 222. So the file we are requesting is inside the 221, and we didn't specify the folder where it is located, so the browser could not find it. That's why it was giving us that error. But right now it won't give us the error again. So let's save our code. So as you can see, this circle here indicates that the code has not been saved. So if I press Ctrl S, it saves it. So now let's go to our browser, and let's see if it will give us another error. Yeah, let's refresh first of all, and then let's click on this guy. So now we are back to our previous file we created. So let's just copy this guy here. Ctrl C to copy. Go back to our text editor, and then inside our tutorial 2, let's create a paragraph tag. We have a paragraph here. Yeah, so let's just space it and then paste our text we copied from that other side. Now what we want to do is to use the break syntax. We want to use the break syntax to break the code. let's just copy it, Ctrl C. After this printing, let's paste it here, because we don't like the way the code is being displayed. Is running from one end of the screen to the next. So let's break it from here also. Let's break it from here as well. Let's break it from here. So now you are going to see how it will reflect on the screen. The break actually makes it go to a new line. Yeah, if you have a very long document, a very bulky document that you don't want to take the entire space of the screen, you can use the break to tell it where you want it to break from. So I think this is good. Let's save our change. It will automatically refresh. So let's just go to our browser and then let's go back and refresh this guy. So you can see formerly it was running from one end of the screen to the other end, but right now we've broken our code down. So every point of the code where we put break, it changes it, it breaks it down, it takes it to the next line. It helps us to make our code readable. It makes it very readable, because when you are building, you are going to be building websites, things that you want people to access, and you want it to be easy for them to read those things you are doing. Yeah, so this is basically it. So now we've talked about the different input fields. We talked about button, we talked about links, we talked about images, we've talked about break, we've talked about the horizontal lining and all. So now let's talk about text area. Text area is also an input field, but it can accommodate long text, long amount of text. Yeah, so here, sorry, Ctrl Z in front of the comments, just text area. Now as you can see, text area comes with different parameters. Yeah, the name, for now you can neglect the name, you can leave it as empty. The ID also, you can leave it as empty. Now these codes, by default VS Code gives you 30 columns and 10 rows for you to input whatever you want to input in. So if I save this guy now, it will give us a text area with 30 columns. This cols means columns, then this rows is rows. That's it. So if I save, Ctrl X, I go to my browser, and then you can see it here now. We can type on it, it gives us 30 rows and 10 columns. Yeah, it gives us, and the beautiful thing about it is you can increase it if you want. So it can take bulky number of text. Let's copy everything here and we can paste it inside without having any problem. So and you see it gives us by default a scrolling gear. We can scroll from up to down, we can go from the top to the bottom of it. Yeah, that's just the input field we have. So with this we have finished everything I asked you guys to do. The input fields, the image itself, the different types of input fields we have and all. And then there's one last input field that enable us taking images, file, and all document related inputs. So let's go to our text editor and let's copy this input field. Let's just copy everything here. Ctrl C, enter to go to the next line, Ctrl V, and let's change it to file. So change it to file, and this takes in file input. So now let's save, Ctrl X, let's go to our browser, and then it automatically refresh. As you can see, there's something here, it says choose a file. You can see no file chosen. It's telling us that there's no file here yet. So let's click choose a file. It opens your window. Let's go and look for an image. Okay, downloads. Okay, this is a PDF. We can choose a PDF, but let's just choose an image I don't want to use an image of myself. Okay, I think this will do. Let's choose this image. Or let's look for something that has a name. Okay, let's use this one, lion, so that you can see the name. So now you can see the name here. It changes. The name has changed to lion. Yeah, the name has changed. The name has changed to lion already. So that's it. That's how you can ask a user to impute file. Maybe you want them to impute a PDF or something. We can also change it to a PDF. So let's go back. I'm sorry about that. Let's select this PDF and then let's impute it. So you see it has imputed a PDF. So you see the extension here has changed from PNG to PDF. That's how you take in inputs from users. Okay, so I don't want the tutorial to pass 30 minutes, so, and it's already 30 minutes already. So let's just end it here. So what we did in this tutorial, we spoke about different input fields, we spoke about image, we spoke about link. In the next tutorial, we are going to start talking about CSS. We are going to start talking about how to design our page, how to make our page look beautiful. As at now, the page is not beautiful at all. If you ever browse the websites at all, you see that this is not what you are seeing out there. This is not what you are seeing other developers build. But this is just to help us understand the foundation and structure. There are so many HTML tags that we've not spoken about. As we start building things, you are going to see a lot of them and you are going to get to understand more of them. So that's all for now. Okay, so if you are part of our 30 days coding challenge, 100 days coding challenge, there will be a new challenge, and the new challenge will be you have to go and research on CSS and design a login screen. Now, you are going to design a login screen, and then you are going to design a register button. So after the user inputs its name, email, password, there's going to be a submit screen. After the user clicks on the submit screen, the screen should be an anchor tag. The submit button, should be an anchor tag that will take the user to a different page that shows the user login information. Yeah, it should show the user login information. So on the group, I'm going to be posting a login form that you guys should design. Now you need to research on CSS and try as much as you can to replicate the design. If you can't, if you have any question, just drop your questions and I'll do well to respond to you guys. Thank you very much. Peace out.